With more than 9% of the gold kiwifruit industry infected with PSA within a year, it's clear the industry is staring down the barrel. And with scores more orchards testing PSA positive each week, the industry needs to find answers, and find them fast. At Zespri's national conference last week, it was clear that everybody believes that science will be the industry's saviour.
Probably the only way through it ultimately is through research and science.
I do want to assure you that the future for this industry, based on a combination of science and determination, remains very bright.
I'm confident that science will find an answer to PSA, and we will learn how to control that.
But while the industry is confident it is heading down the right path, one scientist is dismayed with the approach that Kiwifruit Vine Health, MAF and Zespri are taking. Dr. John Young is a bacterial plant pathologist who worked for the DSIR and Landcare Research for 40 years. And he cannot fathom some of the advice that KVH and others are giving to growers.
I think it's quite improbable that any of the measures that they are recommending will have any effect. In fact, spraying copper in the spring will cause considerable damage because of the toxicity of the copper. They have a pruning program which they continue to recommend, which just means they will achieve nothing.
Dr. Young says the latest official program of spraying the powerful antibiotic, streptomycin, on vines is pointless too, as the bacteria are invulnerable to the spray while in their niche in the leaves.
Not sure I'd quite agree with that. I think that if you look at the experience in Italy, I don't think there's any doubt that the people who have observed a really well-conducted spray program have done better. And in some cases, some of those people are still managing to grow Hort 16A in Italy, and they're a couple of years in front of us. So I'm not saying it's easy, and I'm not saying that it won't necessarily be the long-term solution, but what it does do is buy you time.
But in addition to criticising the spray programs, Dr. Young says the main bodies charged with battling PSA lack the necessary expertise and are not paying attention to existing science.
But let's just take KVH. Has a staff numbers of more than 20. 5 of those can be considered are scientists, and some of them are experts in their own field, but not one of them is an expert in the epidemiology, the way in which the bacteria move in relation to plants, the management of the disease or control. I mean, this is what they are recommending has been tried in many crops over many, many years, and it's been abandoned.
However, Dr. Young does believe there is one spray program worth trying.
There is a spray program, I think, that certainly should be tried, and it is spraying the vines at leaf fall when they might catch the pathogen before it infects in the autumn.
And his advice is being well received by some growers who are also questioning the official wisdom on PSA.
Yeah, I suppose my personal theme has been from day one, where's the science behind it? Where's the science behind the actions we're taking?
Mr. Baker says not only was a lot of the early advice from KVH, such as chainsawing entire orchards, later revised and reversed, but the wide-scale use of copper sprays are unwise too.
Growers have been incentivised to spray copper, and there's no real evidence that it's doing us any good. In fact, to the contrary, it's likely to be doing us a lot more harm than good to the vine and to the soil and all those sorts of things. Copper is just too toxic.
When KVH is offering $5,000 to growers with ideas that they might like to try in their own orchards, it's a declaration of defeat.
Benedict Collins, Country 99 TV News.